man. Cakewalk. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Terence Crawford has decided to bring Floyd Mayweather into his camp to help prepare for his upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez later this year. The undefeated boxing legend was highly impressed by how much Crawford has improved. Mayweather had no doubts that Crawford would have the upper hand against Canelo when the fight happens. To further enhance his already exceptional skill set, Mayweather shared some defensive techniques with Crawford to help him avoid getting hit by the bigger man. One of the techniques Floyd Mayweather taught Crawford was the shoulder roll, along with some footwork drills for Crawford to imitate. It's clear that Crawford is preparing for both Canelo's offense and defense, no matter what style he brings. After the training session, Mayweather brought up his own fight with Canelo from many years ago, noting how he sees many similarities between his performance back then and Crawford's current abilities. Mayweather confidently implied that the outcome would be the same as it was 12 years ago, suggesting Crawford could achieve the same success. Mayweather fought Canelo in a WBC and WBA light middleweight title showdown in September 2013. It was the 45th fight of Mayweather's illustrious career, where he faced the young Mexican who was taking on his toughest challenge to date. Heading into the match, many thought it would be a tough test for Mayweather, but it turned out to be a one-sided affair. The American won the fight on points, even though the scorecards had it closer than most boxing fans felt it actually was.
Canelo, I was 36, and Canelo was 23, around the same age. Some of these guys.
Mayweather dominated the fight from start to finish, using his skills and expertise to outclass Canelo over 12 rounds and claim a majority decision victory. Despite being the clear winner, the scorecards raised some eyebrows, especially when Judge CJ Ross scored it a 114-114 draw, which confused many, including Mayweather. Speaking to Fight Hype, the 47-year-old didn't hold back in sharing his thoughts on Canelo's boxing ability. He summarized the fight in 3 words: he was nothing. Mayweather then elaborated, saying, "You can take a guy like Canelo, I'll tell the truth. He was easy, a cakewalk, easy. You're all praising this dude. He was nothing. I was almost 40 and I cooked this dude easy." It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. Mayweather retired just a few years after his win over Canelo, but over a decade later, Canelo remains one of the biggest names in boxing. He has secured world titles at middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight even, becoming undisputed in the 168 lb weight class. After his first defeat against Mayweather, Canelo bounced back with 15 straight wins, claiming world titles across multiple divisions. Now, he's set to face another major opponent in Crawford, with reports suggesting their long-awaited clash could be agreed for later this year.
Won world titles and was undisputed champion, I think. The Tank age, the young low champions.
Some observers believe the weight difference could be too much for Crawford, who would be jumping from 154 libs to 168 libs for the fight, having only competed once in the super welterweight division. Since Canelo is a naturally much bigger man, many think the size difference could lead to a big knockout win for the Mexican, similar to when he faced Amir Khan, who also moved up 2 divisions for their fight. With this in mind, Mayweather gave his verdict on Canelo's power after their fight. When asked if it concerned him heading into the bout, Mayweather responded, "Not at all."
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts. And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36.
Mayweather then added that in the ring, Canelo's power was nothing he hadn't felt before, saying, "It's nothing I have never felt before after over 20 years in the sport." Mayweather's comments might give Crawford some confidence, especially considering Canelo hasn't stopped his last 5 opponents. The 34-year-old from Guadalajara, Mexico, currently holds the unified WBC, WBA, and WBO titles at 168 lbs. He is now set to defend his crown against fellow pound-for-pound superstar Terence "Bud" Crawford later this year, which could become one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Canelo's only other career defeat came in 2022, when he was decisively beaten by former WBA light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol.
With 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s, and they're in their 30s.
What made this even more interesting was that after Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford met, Eddie Hearn was also at the training camp supporting Shakur Stevenson. It became a mini gathering of the biggest names in boxing. They say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But in today's world, with so many witnesses, especially when celebrities are involved, it's hard to keep things a secret. Add Floyd Mayweather to the mix, and it's practically impossible to hide anything. It turns out that a recent meeting between Mayweather and the famous promoter Eddie Hearn in a gym in Sin City sparked some serious tension. Though the moment was wrapped in joking comments, it was clear they were throwing subtle jabs at each other.
Eddie. So one day, somebody asked, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibition.
It's important to remember that Eddie Hearn had been frequently stating in public spaces that Floyd Mayweather wasn't as wealthy as he claimed to be, or at least not in the way he portrayed it. Hearn suggested that this was the reason Mayweather had been seeking out exhibition fights, aiming to earn additional money. Mayweather, however, earned a significant fortune during his legendary boxing career, reportedly pocketing over $1.2 billion in total earnings, including from massive paydays against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Current reports suggest that Mayweather's net worth is around $400 million, which has allowed him to enjoy a lavish lifestyle even after his retirement from professional boxing in 2017, despite stepping away from competitive bouts. Mayweather has continued to stay in the spotlight by participating in high-paying exhibition matches against lesser-known opponents, such as Logan Paul and Deji.
That's why he doing exhibition. No, Eddie don't believe that now.
Yeah, but Eddie will say some shit like that.
Yeah, he will say some shit, but one thing.
Floyd Mayweather has consistently claimed that his exhibition matches are earning him 8-figure paydays, referring to them as legalized bank robberies in a lighthearted way. He justifies these high-profile events as a means to continue building his generational wealth. However, promoter Eddie Hearn in several interviews has suggested that Mayweather's net worth might not align with what many believe. Hearn expressed doubt, stating that while Mayweather likely doesn't need the money, his lavish lifestyle, marked by extravagant purchases, could be a reason for the discrepancy between his actual wealth and the public perception of it.
Don't worry about that, but me and Eddie got it clear, didn't we, Eddie?
Yeah.
One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less.
The tension between Floyd Mayweather and Eddie Hearn reached a peak when they crossed paths in Las Vegas, leading to a lighthearted yet pointed confrontation. Mayweather, who doesn't use social media, claimed that someone showed him Hearn's previous comments about his financial situation. In response, the two began to joke around, playfully teasing each other and throwing jabs, with their respective entourages joining in on the fun. Despite the jest, the underlying tension from Hearn's earlier remarks was evident, but they seemed to have cleared the air, turning it into a moment of humor and camaraderie. The two were in town for the fight between Diego Pacheco and Steve Nelson, and their meeting added an extra layer of intrigue to the event.
Can't be less than 10. Then we're struggling for money.
I had to show Eddie some of the account.
The exchange between Eddie Hearn and Floyd Mayweather was all in good spirits. As Mayweather pointed out, Hearn had previously suggested that he was doing exhibitions because of a lack of money, but the two had cleared the air on the matter. Mayweather responded with a smug grin, confirming they were on good terms. When Hearn joked about the paydays needing to be at least $10 or $20 million for it to be worth it, Mayweather couldn't help but burst out laughing, showing there were no hard feelings between the two. The playful banter and handshake made it clear that the previous tension had been forgotten, leaving behind a moment of lighthearted camaraderie.
Imagine how much money Floyd Mayweather would have made if I was his promoter. You know what I'm saying?
Mayweather Jr. playfully highlighted that he had even shown Eddie Hearn some of his bank accounts, adding to the banter between them. The conversation then shifted to Hearn, imagining how much more Mayweather could have made if he had been his promoter, hinting at how lucrative Mayweather's career could have been under different management. Despite these comments, it's clear that Mayweather's wealth is undeniable. His recent spending spree, including his monumental $42 million purchase of a series of apartment blocks, shows that he's far from short of cash. Mayweather's success outside of boxing, particularly in real estate, continues to solidify his financial legacy.
Hold me back!
Mayweather's status as one of the wealthiest former athletes is well established, and while the banter with Hearn was lighthearted, it doesn't change the fact that Mayweather's financial legacy is solid. With his continued association with lucrative exhibitions and potential returns to the ring, Mayweather remains an icon in both the boxing and business worlds. Hearn, while never Mayweather's promoter, likely sees the missed opportunity, especially given the astronomical earnings from Mayweather's pay-per-view events against Manny Pacquiao in 2015 and Conor McGregor in 2017, two of the biggest money-making fights in boxing history. These events not only boosted Mayweather's wealth, but also redefined the scale of global boxing pay-per-view success.
When I come and do an exhibition or come out and box and have some fun, I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it.
Despite Mayweather's remarkable earnings from his boxing career and lucrative exhibitions, questions about his financial management have surfaced over the years. Stories have emerged suggesting that Mayweather hasn't always made the best financial decisions, and some have questioned his spending habits. During the build-up to his 2017 fight with Conor McGregor, the Irishman insinuated that Mayweather might have tax issues, a claim that added to the speculation about his wealth. While Mayweather is undoubtedly one of the wealthiest boxers ever, Eddie Hearn's remarks about his finances have fueled ongoing discussions about whether Mayweather's post-boxing wealth is as secure as it seems. Despite this, Mayweather's continued investments in properties and business ventures suggest that he's managing his wealth in ways that could still maintain his financial independence, regardless of past questions surrounding his spending habits.
I mean, I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know.
In a recent interview with GRM Daily, Eddie Hearn cast doubt on Floyd Mayweather's wealth, suggesting that the undefeated champion might not have as much money as he claims. Hearn mentioned, "I don't think he's got the money he says." When you've got that lifestyle, when he's spending what he's spending. This statement has sparked a response from Mayweather, who took to Instagram to defend himself and set the record straight. In the video, Mayweather didn't hold back, boasting more than usual to counter Hearn's claims and assert his financial success. He made it clear that Hearn's remarks were inaccurate, showcasing his wealth to prove that his financial standing is more than solid regardless of what critics might say. Mayweather's response highlighted his ongoing confidence in his financial prowess, further fueling the back and forth between the two figures.
I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era, but he was a different kind of skill set. You know, he was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing.
In the video, Mayweather proudly displayed a check stating, "You know what we do, the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus. I appreciate you. You guys always do great business." That's 6 zeros. Not bad. It's a deal. I appreciate it. You same.
Come on, let me look.
The money man is back, you know?
You know what we do? The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus Living.
In another interview, Mayweather took a jab at Eddie Hearn, saying, "When I come and do an exhibition, it's because I love the sport and I feel like it."
The art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibition.
Floyd Mayweather, at 47, is renowned in the world of combat sports as the biggest moneymaker in boxing history. With a flawless 50-0 record, he retired as one of the most successful boxers ever, generating billions of dollars in revenue throughout his career.
The art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes.
Eddie Hearn's comments carry some weight, as Mayweather has long been known for flaunting his wealth. Despite his enormous paydays, including a massive one against Conor McGregor, Mayweather has faced criticism for not always managing his money wisely. Even after retiring, he continues to participate in exhibition bouts, facing figures like YouTuber Logan Paul, WWE star Aaron Chalmers, and MMA fighter John Gotti III.
I want to say I appreciate you. You guys always do great business. And of course, you know, we if I'm the money man, you gotta have something fun. You know?
We always got something for it.
That's easy. Got some zeros.
Is that alright?
The fact that Mayweather continues to compete in exhibition matches years after his professional career has raised questions about his financial stability. Despite earning enormous sums throughout his career, he is often seen flaunting cash, luxury watches, and discussing his business ventures on social media. Eddie Hearn has expressed doubts about Mayweather's wealth, questioning whether the undefeated boxing legend truly has as much money as he claims post-retirement.
Is the legacy a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Crawford has claimed that he would win a fight against Floyd Mayweather if they ever faced off while the undefeated boxing legend was active. The Omaha, Nebraska native is a 4-weight world champion with 31 stoppages to his name. His most recent victory was over Israel Madrimov, where he won the WBA world title in the super welterweight division. Crawford has been undisputed in 2 weight classes, one of only 3 men to achieve that in the 4-belt era. As Crawford continues to make his case as one of the best of his generation, fans are debating how he would fare against the all-time greats, with a potential fantasy matchup against Floyd Mayweather being a hot topic.
Hold up. So if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking.
Floyd Mayweather retired undefeated in 2017 as one of the most lucrative stars in boxing history, having defeated legends like Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya. Fans are curious whether Terence Crawford would be added to that list if the two had faced off. When asked about a potential matchup against Mayweather on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Crawford confidently backed himself. His trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, shares that same belief, although he admits to being somewhat biased, as Crawford is like a son to him. McIntyre also praised Crawford's journey, saying that his success wasn't achieved overnight and that Crawford has that dog in him.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
If Terence "Bud" Crawford faced Floyd Mayweather in their primes, many believe that Mayweather would be the smarter fighter due to his defensive brilliance and ring IQ. However, Crawford's dogged determination and aggressive fighting style could give him an edge in terms of heart and grit. Whether or not Crawford could break down Mayweather's legendary defense is a topic that will always spark debate in the boxing world. Another ongoing debate in the sport is the greatest of all time, GOAT discussion, which often features Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr. Both fighters have left an unforgettable legacy, dominating their respective eras and earning widespread recognition as the best pound-for-pound fighters of their times. This has led to endless arguments about who truly deserves to be crowned the GOAT in boxing history.
The Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You gotta respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah.
Roy Jones Jr. has always had a strong opinion on the greatest of all time, GOAT debate, and his response to Mayweather's legacy reflects his own unique perspective. While Mayweather's flawless 50-0 record and unmatched defensive skills have made him a global icon, Jones Jr. doesn't view him as the GOAT. Instead, Jones, with his ability to dominate across 4 weight classes, including middleweight and heavyweight, believes that his own career stands out. His electrifying style, combined with major victories over legends like James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Antonio Tarver, made him a true spectacle in the ring. For Jones, the combination of raw talent, power, and versatility in multiple weight classes gives him a different approach to what the GOAT title should entail. His career, marked by moving up and dominating in divisions where few could, stands as his personal argument for being considered the greatest.
Shabby was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go up top that? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got to 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano.
Right.
So Rocky died.
Roy Jones Jr.'s take on Floyd Mayweather's 50-0 record challenges. The notion that it automatically places Mayweather as the greatest of all time. While he acknowledges the impressive feat of staying undefeated for so long, Jones points to the fact that Julio Cesar Chavez's 87-0 streak, unbroken until much later in his career, holds even more weight in his eyes. According to Jones, Mayweather stopped at 50-0, largely because of the comparison to Rocky Marciano's undefeated record, suggesting that Marciano's legacy might have played a role in Mayweather's decision to retire at that number. Jones seems to believe that greatness isn't solely about an undefeated record, but about the entire body of work, including dominating multiple divisions and handling challenges. He also alludes to the idea that Mayweather's career could have extended beyond 50-0 if not for the historical shadow of Marciano, creating an intriguing perspective on how legacies are shaped in boxing.
He wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I respect it?
Yeah.
You feel me? So, I mean, I love Floyd, don't get it wrong, I'm not hating on Floyd, but come on, bro, you fight a guy that's 0-0, Conor McGregor.
The debate between Mayweather and Jones over the greatest of all time, GOAT title, continues, especially with Jones's critique of Mayweather's final fight against Conor McGregor. While Mayweather finished his career undefeated, Jones challenges the narrative, especially given the nature of some of Mayweather's later fights, such as the McGregor bout. Both legends have carved out their unique legacies, and the GOAT debate will likely remain fueled by their contrasting philosophies and achievements. For the latest updates on the sport, make sure to stay tuned by subscribing and turning on notifications.